Every child with autism can learn. They just need a different approach. Here are some strategies that can help. First is connect with your child. If you are a parent, try to connect with your child. If you are a teacher, try to connect with your student. It's very important that we are able to connect with our child or our student so they can feel safe with us, they trust us, they feel regulated, and then they are in a position to learn or do anything for us. Very important. Number two is how we set up the environment sets up our child for success. So it's very important that we set up the environment to be clutter free. Because if there is going to be too much clutter in the environment, then it's going to overwhelm our child and they will not be in a position to learn. So do make sure that you are cognizant of this and you're aware about this, and make sure that you set up the environment which is helpful for their learning. Before I go to the next part, if you find these videos helpful, do subscribe to my channel as I share lots of videos like this to support your child with autism. You can go to my channel and check some more videos I have on teaching different skills to your child on the spectrum. Number three is it's very important that we always understand sensory challenges our children on the autism face. Lots of our children on the autism have lots of sensory challenges. It's very important we take that into account. We provide them with fidget tools. We can provide them with weighted lap pads. We can provide them with different kinds of cushions or stools which will help them with their sensory challenges, and also they will be able to feel safe and regulated. Number four is many children on the spectrum are very sensitive to the lighting. So it's very important we take that into account. Make sure there is not too many bright lights or fluorescent lights, because that can be really, not very helpful for the child. So make sure you provide them with dim lighting or low lighting, which will help them to learn. Number five is whenever we want to teach our children on the spectrum any skill, it's very important that we first break down the skill into smaller parts and then we teach them the skill. So that way it becomes less overwhelming for us and for the child to learn the skill and for us to teach the skill. So you have to always break down the skill into smaller components and then teach the skill to the child step by step. So that way it will be easier for the child to learn. Number six. Visual processing is a strength for our children on the spectrum. Our children learn better with visuals because sometimes spoken language might be hard for them. Because once you say something, the words are gone, but visuals stay forever. So always use visuals with your child on the spectrum. That can help them with their understanding. It can help them with their comprehension. It can help them to understand what exactly is expected from them. That's very important. So always use visuals with your child on the spectrum. Number seven, do not have loud music in the background. It can be TV, it can be loud music, because that can also overwhelm our children. These are all little things, but these things can overwhelm our child. Number eight is always have some kind of a small calm down corner in your learning area. It can just be a small, area with a couple of cushions, some books, and maybe a couple of sensory tools. So if your child does feel overwhelmed while they are learning, they can take a break, they can go to the calming area, they can sit there for a few minutes, and then they can come back and rejoin the activity, whether it's at school or whether it is at home. Number nine, children on the spectrum, they struggle with generalization of skills. So what does that mean? That means that our children are able to learn the skill at the therapy center. But when they have to use that same skill at home or in the school or in the community, then they struggle. So it's very important from the beginning, we set up our children for success so they are able to generalize the skills. So always make sure that whenever they are learning a skill at the therapy center, practice that skill at home, practice that skill at the school. If they are learning with the therapist, make sure they can do the skill with you. They can do the skill with the teachers. They can do the skill, say, with their support worker, or say they can do the skill with their sibling. So it's very, very important that our children with autism are able to, do the skills with different people in different settings. It can be home, it can be therapy center, it can be the gym, it can be the library, and with different people. It can be the therapist, it can be the parents, the siblings, the friends, or their support workers. So it's very, very important that we take into account generalization. That's extremely important. And then the last one is, when you're doing any activity with your child, say at the table, make sure you only have the items required for that activity at the table. Don't have the table full of different stuff which is not related to that activity. No. So just have the items which are needed to teach that activity at the table. So that way it will not be overwhelming for our children, and they will be more successful in learning whatever activity they are working on. So I hope these strategies help. Whether you are a parent, whether you are a teacher or an educator, to help teach children on the spectrum. Once again, thank you for watching this video. If you find my videos helpful, do like this video, share it with a fellow autism parent, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as I share lots of videos on how to teach different skills to children on the spectrum. Thank you so much for watching.